Hello, my brothers and sisters. This is your friend and family member, Job Titus Cannon. And today, I want to talk about this subject, the unnamed woman of power. Again, the unnamed woman of power. Lastly, the unnamed woman of power. As we celebrate March, which is Women's History Month, I want to first take the time to say to the many women of the world, I, Job Titus Cannon, appreciate you. I thank God for women. I thank God for women. Let me say it again. I thank God for women. I thank God for the numerous women in my life, including my mother, Betty Cannon, and my aunt and godmother, Gloria Abear, and others who have helped me to succeed and have impacted my life in so many ways. Blessings to you, the beautiful women of the world. Today, I want to talk to you about a lady, a woman, many of you have heard about in the Bible, who was unnamed. And this is the woman mentioned in the Bible in Matthew 9, Mark 5, and Luke 8, who is known as the woman with the issue of blood. Now, this particular woman, known as the woman with the issue of blood, had a chronic bleeding problem that lasted 12 years. She went to doctor after doctor, physician after physician, but no one could help her. This woman, just as many women of the world, face numerous issues such as unequal pay, racial injustice, inadequate health care, gender-based violence, lack of education, food insecurities, climate change, unequal political representation, discriminatory social institutions, human trafficking, poor mental health, online harassment online, and inadequate maternal health care, just to name a few. These are issues that many women face. But just like the woman with the issue of blood, there are numerous women who are not only facing the issue of blood like this woman, but many issues in general. But I'm here to tell you that God is still with you. God is with you. In this story, I want to bring to your attention the 4 P's that this woman and many are facing today. Those 4 P's are problems, perseverance, pressing, and power. Let me say that again. Problems, perseverance, pressing, and power. Let me go on to read the story of this woman to you coming from Mark 5:25. It says this, and it reads, and this is from the New King James Version, and it says, now a certain woman had a flow of blood for 12 years. Verse 26 says, and had suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all that she had and was no better, but actually grew worse. This was the problem that she had. Big problem. 12 years, constant bleeding, constant. Went to every physician, and she was not even supposed to be around people because she was considered unclean. So, in verse 27, when she heard about Jesus, she came behind him. Now, that was a perseverance situation because even though she spent all of her money, she heard about Jesus. And whenever Jesus is involved, that is a time to persevere. She came behind him in the crowd, pressed her way, and touched his garment. There was some pressing going on. She had a problem. She persevered, but she pressed her way. For she said, if I could only touch his clothes, I should be made well. Verse 29 says, immediately the fountain of blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. That is the power of Jesus. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself the power had gone out of him, turned around and said, "Hey, who touched my clothes?" But his disciples said to him, "Hey, Jesus, what you see the multitude thronging around here, and you say, who touched your clothes?" Verse 32 says, and he looked around to see who had done this thing. Verse 33 says, but the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before Jesus and told him the whole truth. Verse 34 says, and he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." My sisters, especially, as well as my brothers, we have problems. But the answer is in Psalms 34:19. It says that many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord deliver him out of them all. So we have problems. But the answer is Psalm 34:19. We also have to persevere. Isaiah 40:31 says, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings of eagles and shall run and not get weary. They shall walk and not faint. We also have to press our way. Philippians 3:14 says this, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. So sometimes, just like this woman, we have to press our way through our problems. And sometimes our problems seem heavy, but we have to press our way. And lastly, we have to look for the power. Ephesians 1:19 says this, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power toward us who believe, according to the working of his mighty power. My sisters, mighty women of God and mighty women of this world, please remember this. God knows your problems. God will help you to persevere. God will give you strength to press on. And God will give you the power to overcome. God bless you, my sisters, my daughters, and the mothers of this world. Have a great week.